ಈ ಲೈವ್ ನೋಡಿ ನೀವು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಾ?
Good morning.
Yes sir, good morning.
Good morning. Mostly VC sir ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ? VC sir ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ?
ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಸರ್.
ಅದರ ನೋಡ್ತೇನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಈಗ ಹೋಗಿ.
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ.
ನಾ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆದೆ ಈಗ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನಾ ಬರ್ತೇನೆ ಹೋಗಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು ಒನ್ಸ್ ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ ಈ ತರ ಎಕೋ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಫೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೋ ಎಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಣ್ಣ,
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ ಇಡಿ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ, ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸಂಜೀವ್? ಅಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತ, ಈಗ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮವರೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ, ಹಲೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಹಲೋ ಹಲೋ ಸಂಜೀವ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾವ ಸಂಜೀವ್? ಬಟ್ ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮ್ದೇ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲ ಡೋರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಎಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾರ್ದು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಂಜೀವ್ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈಗೂನು ಎಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಮ್ದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ.
ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಒನ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ದು ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗಳು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಎನೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ? ಎನೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಯಾರ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಏನಾರ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಈಗ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇದು? ಬಟ್ ಅಣ್ಣ ನಿಮ್ದೇನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಸಂಜೀವ್, ಯಾಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ರೂಮ್. ಸುರುಣಿಗಿ ಸರ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ನೀವು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುರುಣಿಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್, ಯಾರು ಬಂದು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಯಾರು? ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಸರ್. ATR. ಹಲೋ, ಹಲೋ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಮಾತಾಡಿ ATR. ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ನಾಯಕ್. ಹಲೋ. ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ನಿಮ್ದಂತೂ ನನಗಂತೂ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಸ್ತದೆ ಅದು. ಅಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ವಯಸ್ಸು ಯಾಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ನಂದು ವಯಸ್ಸು ಯಾಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಯಾಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ದೇ ಯಾಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ತುಂಬಾ. ಸಂಜೀವ್,
ಈಗ ನಾನ್ ಬೇಕಾದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಯಾಕೆ ನಿಮ್ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು, ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ?
ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿ. ಕಿಟ್ಟಣ, ಸಂಜೀವ್. ಅಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ನೀವು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿ. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ವಾಯ್ಸೇ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಲೋ ಸಂಜೀವ್,
ನೀವು ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗ್ರಿ, ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ದೂರ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರೋ ಅಥವಾ ಏನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ತುಂಬಾ ಈಗ ಮಾತಾಡಿ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಂಜೀವ್, ಎಕೋ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ದು. ನಾಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೋ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್.
ಬಿಸಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಬಿಸಿಗೆ ಅವರೇ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇದು ಕೊಟ್ರಾ? ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಲೈವ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ
ಹಲೋ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಂಜೀವ್ ಕುಮಾರ್, ತಮ್ಮ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್. ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದೇ ದೂರ ಬ್ಲರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ದು.
ಇಲ್ಲ,
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್
ಸರ್. ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಸರ್.
ಇಂದ್ರೇಶ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸರ್.
ಹಲೋ.
ಸುಳ್ಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ.
ನಾನ್ ರೆಡಿ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ದು ರೆಡಿ ಇದೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಅಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಂಜೀವ್, ಒಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನೊಂದು ಫೋಟೋ ಕಳಿಸಿದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಓಕೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಸರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸುಳ್ಳಿಗೆ ಅವರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಿಡಿ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಸಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ.
ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಬಂದ್ರ. ಸರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್.
ಸರ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಹೌ ಆರ್ ಯು? Good morning.
Sir,
good morning.
Very nice to see you in our group in this occasion, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity. You people have called me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I am happy to be with you for a moment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank
Thing
you.
is, I would like to, during this one, I would like to share some of the slides during my talk.
Oh, okay, sir.
You can do that, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Share option is there, sir.
Yeah, you give the share options at that time. I will share it.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So I'll be ready by 11. You have to be ready, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 11, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sanjeev.
You can yourself share, sir. No problem.
Yeah, I will share, but you should allow me at that time. That's all.
Yes.
Anna, Sanjeev na.
Yes, sir.
Sanjeev na.
Yes, sir.
ಅದು ಅದೇ ಶೇರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ?
ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ
ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬೇರರ್ಸ್
ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು
ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬೇರರ್ಸ್ಗೆ 10:45 ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಆಗಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದೇನಪ್ಪ ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಣ್ಣ ಸಂಜೀವಣ್ಣ, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬೇರರ್ಸ್ಗೆ 10:45
ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಸಿ ಡೀನ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡೀನ್ ಜೇಬರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಚೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಳಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ
ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಸಂಜೀವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ
ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಯಾಕಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಹೇಳದು
ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಂಜೀವ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಇದು ರೂಬನ್ ಸಂಜೀವ್, ಆ BC ಗಿರೀಶ್ಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಎಲ್ಲೋದ್ರು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಅವರೇ ಮಾಡರೇಟರ್. ಅಲ್ಲ ನಂದ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ನನ್ ಇದ್ರ ಫೋನ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ರೂಬನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ BC ಗಿರೀಶ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಹಾ ರೈಟ್.
ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ
ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾತಾಡೋಲ್ಲ,
ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡಲ್ಲ.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಆಲ್.
ಡಿಆರ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್.
ನಮ್ಮ
ಈಗ
ಹಲೋ
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು ATR ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಮ್ಮ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ. ಇನ್ನು
ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಇನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ. ಏನ ಜೀವಿತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ.
ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೆನ್ನೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದೀವಿ, ಆ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ
ಸಂಜೀವ್, ನೀವು ಇಯರ್ಫೋನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಇಯರ್ಫೋನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ವಾಯ್ಸ್. ನೆನ್ನೆ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀವು ಇಯರ್ಫೋನ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಎಕೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
And moreover, once the session starts, I'm not going to talk much. So
Okay.
that's fine. Huh?
Okay. ಗಿರೀಶ್ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಪ್ಪ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
You know that I have to.
ನೋಡಿ ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಾ ಜೀವಿತ
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದೀವಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ರಪ್ಪ
ಜೀವಿತ
ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂತ.
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಮ್ಮ ನಿಂದು, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮತ್ತು ಆಡಿಯೋ. ಜೀವಿತ
BC Girish.
Yes, sir.
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋ. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಹಲೋ,
ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಶೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಆಯ್ತಾ?
Okay, sir.
ಹಾ, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋ.
BC Girish has come. Girish. Okay. Good morning, Jivita.
Good morning, sir.
ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಇಡಮ್ಮ, ಅಡ್ಡ ಇಡು ಮೊಬೈಲ್.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಬರಲಿ.
Okay.
ಇಂದ್ರೇಶ್ ಅವರು. ಇಂದ್ರೇಶ್.
ಬಿಸಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್.
ಈಗ ಇಂದ್ರೇಶ್
ಹೇಳಿ.
ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ Galaxy A21s ಅಂತ.
ಮಾಡಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ
ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ.
ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಣ್ಣ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
ಅಪ್ ಟು 80 ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ ಸಂಜೀವ್, ಅಪ್ ಟು 80 ಮಾಡಿ.
ಅಪ್ ಟು 70 80 ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಹೌದು,
ಅಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಓ ಎಸ್
ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಶೇರಿಂಗಿಗೆ?
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ
ಯಾರಿಗೆ?
ಶೇರಿಂಗ್, ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು?
ನಾನಾ?
ಅದು
ಹಾ ಸರಿ, ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ.
ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಸಂಜೀವ್ ಏನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ?
ಈ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ನಾನು
ಆಯ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಇರೇ ಸುರುಳಿಗೆ ಅವರೇ, ಸರ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ VC ಅವರು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರ?
ಅಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾವಲ್ರಲ್ಲ, ನಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್
ಹೋಗೋಣ, ಹೋಗಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಸೋಣ.
ಸರಿ
ನಾನು ಇರಪ್ಪ VC ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನೇ.
ಇವ್ರಿಗೂ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಡೀನ್ ಪೃಥ್ವಿಚೇರಿ ಡೀನ್ಗೂ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಸರ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ IHNDB ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಸರ್. ನಮ್ಮ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಸರ್ ಡೀನ್ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಸರ್.
ನಡೂರ್ ಸರ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಸರ್.
ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬಂದಿದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಅವರು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಡೀನ್ ವೆಟರ್ನರಿ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಬೀದರ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಸರ್. ಡೀನ್ ವೆಟರ್ನರಿ.
Dean Hasan is coming. Welcome sir.
Thank you.
Dear sir, welcome. Welcome sir.
ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ.
ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಅವತ್ತೇನೆ ಬ್ಲೂ ಡಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 300 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬ್ಲೂ ಡಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದೀವಿ. ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೆ ಕಾಪಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಜೆರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾಪಿ ತಾನೆ.
Sir, I request all to mute your mic, sir. Sir, director sir, IHNDB sir, please mute your mic, sir.
ಇದೆ.
I have muted everyone. Those who want to talk, please unmute yourself. Those who want to talk, please unmute yourself.
ಇಂದ್ರೇಶ್,
Please unmute and talk. Please unmute and talk.
ಇದಿದೆ ಚಾರ್ಜರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಚಾರ್ಜರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಸೀಟೇಬಲ್, ಅದು ಪವರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 2 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಭಯಬೇಡ.
ಹಲೋ,
ಪವರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದೀಯ?
ಹಲೋ
ಇಂದ್ರೇಶ್, ಸುರೇಶ್
ಹೇಳು.
Good morning, sir. Register, sir. Good morning, sir.
ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
ಹಾ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ ಈಗ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ ಅದು ಅವ್ರ ಏನೋ
ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಾನು
ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಇದೊಂದು ಯೂಸರ್ ಐಡಿ ಒಂದು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ. ರಾಮ್ಕುಮಾರ್.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಆಲ್.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್.
ಪಾಂಡಿಚೇರಿ ಟೀಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರು ಯಾರು
ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ? ತೊಂಬ ಬೇಗ ತೊಂಬ.
ಜೀವಿತ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ. ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರೆ, ಡೀನ್ ಪುದುಚೇರಿ ಡೀನ್ಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, he has joined, sir.
ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ?
ಹಲೋ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಸರ್ ಬಂದ್ರು. ಸರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
ಸರ್. ವಿಶ್ ಯು ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಸರ್.
ಈ ಕಡೆ ಇಡಿ
ಸರ್. ರಾಮ್ಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Wish you all a happy Teachers Day.
Thank you.
Wish you the same, sir.
Professor Veerana, good morning.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
Thank you.
Fine, sir. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Ruben.
Good morning, sir. Ruben here, sir.
Good morning, Ruben. How are you?
Yeah, fine, sir.
Right. Excellent. Okay.
Ruben.
Good.
Ruben.
ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
ಇದು ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದ್ರ ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸೆಟರೇಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಒಂಚೂರು ಕೇಳಪ್ಪ.
ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರೂಪನ್, ನಿಮ್ದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರೂಪನ್, ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್.
ಈಗ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆನ್ ಬಿಹಾಫ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಐ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ all the officers of the university. ಈಗ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ವೆಟನರಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಡೀನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಭಟ್ ಸರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಸರ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ವೈಸ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಲರ್
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರಾ?
ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರಂತೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಒನ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, OnePlus.
ಅಲ್ಲ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡು. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ
ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಡೀನ್ ಕಲ್ಬರ್ಗಿ ಸರ್, ಅದು ನಿಮ್ದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಿ ಸರ್.
ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ.
ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ಕೇಪ್. ಓಕೆ, ರೈಟ್. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರೂಪನ್, ನಿಮ್ದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್.
ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ನಾಯ್ಕ ವಿಸಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರು
ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ನಾಯ್ಕ್ ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ
ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್
ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು.
ಡೀನ್ ಫಿಶರೀಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ನಾಯ್ಕ್ ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ.
ಎಸ್
ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ. ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ to mute their mic except the guest and the officers and the general secretary and moderator and president of association. I request all the participants to mute your mic and switch off your video. And on behalf of association, I welcome all the officers of our university for the meeting. So I think Dr. B.C. Girish.
Hello.
B.C. Girish. Time ಆಯ್ತು. Now I think if all participants are major guests ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ you should go ahead.
ಇಂದ್ರೇಶ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Yes sir, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Good morning everybody.
Welcome sir.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಸರ್.
Okay, start ಮಾಡಿ BC. Even Rajendra Prakash sir, I think he joined already.
He joined. So good morning everyone. I welcome all of you to this KVAFSU Teachers Day celebration, and now we will set on board, and I will hand over the mic to Dr. B.C. Girish, who will be the moderator of the session. Dr. B.C. Girish, please.
Very good morning. Respected dignitaries, guests, university officials, office bearers, and the teachers of the university. On behalf of the Association of Teachers, Karnataka Veterinary Animal Fishery Sciences University, Bidar, I welcome you all for this national webinar organized on the occasion of Teachers Day. Education is not the filling of a pot, but the lighting of a fire. This was the sentence told by W.B. Yeats. We, the teachers, the guardians of education, have undertaken enormous energy and patience in safeguarding this profession. In India, Teachers' Day is celebrated annually on September 5th to mark the birth anniversary of our former president, scholar, philosopher, and Bharat Ratna, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, who was born on this day in 1888. Before we proceed further, may I now request all the participants of this webinar to observe the silence for 1 minute as we lost our former president, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, one of the greatest statesmen and former president of India. So I request all the participants, guests, to observe the silence for 1 minute. Starts now. Thank you very much.
Good.
So thank you once again. So now I request Ms. Jeevita S., final year BFSC student from Mangalore Fisheries College, to formally begin this function in the name of God. So over to Ms. Jeevita S. for the prayer.
Yes, sir.
Easy, mic correct ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. Right.
ಗುರುವಿನ ಗುಲಾಮನಾಗುವ ತನಕ ದೊರೆಯದಣ್ಣ ಮುಕುತಿ. ಗುರುವಿನ ಗುಲಾಮನಾಗುವ ತನಕ ದೊರೆಯದಣ್ಣ ಮುಕುತಿ. ಪರಿಪರಿ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವನೋದಿದರೇನು ಅರ್ಥವಾಗದು ಬಕುತಿ. ಪರಿಪರಿ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವನೋದಿದರೇನು ಅರ್ಥವಾಗದು ಬಕುತಿ. ತಾರ ಸಜ್ಜನರ ಸಂಗವ ಮಾಡದೆ ದೀನನೆಂದು ತಾ ತಿರುಗಿದರೇನು. ಗುರುವಿನ ಗುಲಾಮನಾಗುವ ತನಕ ದೊರೆಯದನ್ನ ಮುಕುತಿ. ಗುರುವಿನ ಗುಲಾಮನಾಗುವ ತನಕ ದೊರೆಯದನ್ನ ಮುಕುತಿ. 6 ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವನೋದಿದರೇನು 100 ಪುರಾಣವ ಮುಗಿಸಿದರೇನು. 6 ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವನೋದಿದರೇನು 100 ಪುರಾಣವ ಮುಗಿಸಿದರೇನು. ಮರಳಿ ಮರಳಿ ತಾ ಹೊರಳ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮರಳಿನಂದದಿ ತಿರುಗಿದರೇನು. ಗುರುವಿನ ಗುಲಾಮನಾಗುವ ತನಕ ದೊರೆಯದನ್ನ ಮುಕುತಿ. ಗುರುವಿನ ಗುಲಾಮನಾಗುವ ತನಕ ದೊರೆಯದನ್ನ ಮುಕುತಿ. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jeevita. May I now request our beloved General Secretary of the Association, Dr. A.T. Ramachandra Naik, to formally welcome all the guests and the participants for this program. Over to Dr. Ramachandra Naik.
A very good morning to all who have joined online on a special day, the day of celebration of Teachers' Day, today, the 5th September 2020. It's my proud privilege to welcome all the guests for this online webinar. Respected chief guests, guests of honor, university key officers, deans of constituent colleges of the university, and the members of Association of Teachers of Karnataka Veterinary, Animal and Fishery Sciences University, a very warm welcome to you all. The chief guest of today's program is Dr. H.D. Narayan Swamy, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of our university. He completed his bachelor's, master's degree in veterinary science from Veterinary College, University of Agricultural Sciences, Bengaluru. He obtained PhD from Madras Veterinary College, Tanuvas, with distinction, securing gold medal. He has vast experience of teaching, research, and extension in the field of veterinary science over 29 years. Sir, the Association of Teachers of KVAFSU welcomes you wholeheartedly for the national webinar hosted on the occasion of Teachers' Day celebration. I welcome you, sir. Now, I would like to introduce today's guest of honor, Firstly, Dr. S. Rajendra Prasad, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of University of Agricultural Sciences, Bengaluru. He obtained bachelor's, master's and PhD degrees in seed technology from same university. He served in the university in different capacities, namely seed researcher officer for 6 years, special officer seeds for 7 years, acting director of National Bureau of Agriculturally Important Microbes, UP for 4 months, director of Indian Institute of Seed Science, UP for 5 years, Dean of College of Agriculture, GKVK Bengaluru for 1.5 years, and currently he is serving as Vice Chancellor of University of Agricultural Sciences, Bengaluru. He has achieved significant awards in the area of seed science and technology. A noteworthy credential about Dr. Rajendra Prasad is one of his PhD students has secured Prime Minister's Fellowship for the first time in the history of University of Agricultural Sciences. Dr. Rajendra Prasad is one of the guest speakers for today's program, and he will be delivering a talk on empowering new generation teachers in higher education. Sir, we are indeed very happy to welcome you for today's program organized by the Association of Teachers of KVAFSU. Another guest for today's webinar is Dr. K.C. Veeranna, the Registrar of our university. He is the recipient of several awards like State NSS Award, Leelavati Krishna Rao Award, Certificate of Merit Award, Best Paper Presentation Award, Best Veterinarian Award from different organizations. He will be giving a talk on the topic New Educational Paradigms Under Changing Environment. On behalf of Association of Teachers of KVAFSU and my personal behalf, I welcome you, sir, for this program. One more guest of honor for today's program is Dr. S. Ramkumar, Dean of Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Veterinary and Research, Puducherry. He completed his bachelor's and master's degree program from College of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, Thrissur, Kerala, and obtained PhD and received postdoctoral endowment from University of Reading, United Kingdom. He has been recipient of Nehru Centenary British Fellowship Award of the Government of India. He has vast experience in research and extension related to poverty alleviation among livestock-dependent livelihoods in India. Dr. S. Ramkumar is working as research collaborator supported by DFID Animal Health Program, British Council, Swiss Development Agency, and ILRI. He has been awarded the National Manthan Award for the best e-contents for the e-inclusion category for e-contents designed on cattle health knowledge. Dr. S. Ramkumar will be speaking today on the topic which is apt to our curriculum is changing dimensions of teaching, research, and extension. Indeed, we are very happy to have you online for today's program, sir. On behalf of Association of Teachers and the University, I welcome you, sir, for this webinar.
Thank you.
The chairman of today's online webinar come Teachers Day celebration is the President of Association of Teachers of KVAFSU, Dr. H.C. Indresh. He is presiding over today's Teachers Day webinar. I welcome you on behalf of all present online.
Thank you. Thank you.
There are a good number of audience joined on this online webinar, including key officers of our university, deans of constituent colleges, heads of research stations, principals of polytechnic colleges, heads of fisheries sciences and veterinary sciences, professors, associate professors, assistant professors, research scholars, students, invited guests, former teachers and students who are watching this live program on YouTube. I welcome all for this program. I fail in duty if I don't mention here our team of executive committee of the Teachers Association, the office bearers, organizing secretaries of different chapters, governing body members, and most importantly, the esteemed members of KVAFSU from all the colleges, research stations, IAH and VB, polytechnic colleges, extension units, and KVK of university. I welcome you all for this program. Thank you once again and welcome all for this online national webinar. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Dr. A.T. Ramachandra Nayak. On behalf of the association and the organizers and the teachers, we would also welcome you to this online webinar. Moving ahead, may I now request our respected registrar, KVAFSU Bidar, Dr. K.C. Veeranna sir, as our Honorable Vice Chancellor is traveling. On behalf of him, may I now request our registrar sir to garland the portrait of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan and to symbolically inaugurate this function.
Okay, Dr. Surunigi, please take it up. Dr. Surunigi, the video na akade focus ಮಾಡಿ. ಬಿಸಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ವಿಡಿಯೋ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಇದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಂಜೀವ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಂಜೀವ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಕೆ.ಸಿ. ವೀರಣ್ಣ ಸರ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಶೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಇದು
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. Those who are speaking,
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುರುಗಿ ಅವರೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುರುಗಿ,
it's coming. Everyone can see.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುರುಗಿ,
not reachable.
No, he's there.
He has to unmute.
No, I can unmute.
Yes, it's done. Busy, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. So on behalf of the association, we thank Dr. K.C. Veeranna sir. Now it's the time for the inaugural speech. May I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. H. Narayana Swamy sir, to deliver the inaugural speech of the occasion.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Am I audible?
Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
You are audible.
Good morning, everybody. Dignitaries on this webinar, Dr. S. Rajendra Prasad, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore. Another guest of honor, Dr. S. Ramkumar, respected Dean, Rajiv Gandhi Veterinary College, Puducherry. Another guest of honor, my colleague, Dr. K.C. Veeranna, our retired registrar and senior teacher, Dr. Usturge sir, the president of the KVAFSU, Dr. Indresh, and other office bearers of the association. Indeed, it is very happy occasion to celebrate our Teachers' Day, and all the deans are also joined. So all the deans and all the teachers, it is very happy occasion to celebrate Teachers' Day. But because of state mourning, and because we lost our respected statesman and former president of India, and he was a great teacher also, Dr. Pranab Mukherjee. So we are celebrating in a befitting manner in this occasion. If you look into the Guru Shishya Parampara, if you look into the history, and if you look into the Vedic period, Guru Shishya Parampara or Guru Shishya relationship has got its own place in the history. Because if you see any stage, the Guru Shishya Parampara is, or Guru Shishya relationship is a strongly bonded one. And even if you see our folk stories, where Guru will teach us so many, you can say so many vidyas to Shishya, and finally Shishya will excel. So for the Guru, only the Shishyas is the, you can say, Asti, under property. Because if the Shishya becomes a big man in the society, or if he becomes a big officer in the society, the Guru will feel very happy. My Shishya is sitting in a very good place like that. So that is our parampara. Even if you take in the modern days also, where actually all our model, these teachers, they have influenced the students or in one or the other way. The Guru Nanak says in his preachings that even 1,000 sun, that is Surya or Chandra, if they rises, even this they cannot remove the darkness of the what is this education. But Guru can, if a Guru minds, he can remove that darkness. That is the importance between the importance of the education which is imparted by the Gurus. And even if you take our history, Kabir Das also, he has told good about the Guru Shishya Parampara. Even our Basavanna, Jagat Jyoti Basavanna also, he has given lot of importance for Guru Shishya Sambandha, and he has told. So we are celebrating Teachers Day on behalf of S. Radhakrishnan's birthday. Radhakrishnan's birthday we are celebrating as a Teachers Day, because Radhakrishnan, S. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan is a great teacher, and he was a Vice Chancellor of Banaras Hindu University and Andhra University, and then he became the Vice President and President. So that is the parampara. And when the people ask, we want to celebrate your birthday, the Radhakrishnan, S. Radhakrishnan told, no, if you want to celebrate my birthday, you celebrate as a Teachers Day. See, that is the respect he has got for the teachers. Teachers, they influence, as I told, in one or the other way, his own students, and they will become disciples of the teacher. The teacher, I am not categorizing the teachers, all the is their own followers and their own disciples, because they have influence, they have marked in their life, and they have imbibed that influence, and they have become disciples of the teacher. In the present situation, the teachers, even the teachers of our university also, they are doing very well. KVAFSU is really taking a lead in motivating our teachers in KVAFSU. In KVAFSU, everybody knows we have got less than 40% of the staff, faculty. In spite of that, they are bringing laurels to the university. They are motivating the students to get more JRFs. They are motivating the students to participate in competitive examinations. So in that way, they are imparting even the good education. In the difficult days of pandemic, COVID pandemic, our teachers, they are not, they are able to conduct online classes in almost all the colleges, and they have kept students alert in their curriculum. So our university has also taken note of the teachers' demands, and we have fulfilled many demands of the university faculty or teachers on in fact our demands of the teachers. In future also, you definitely extend our support to the teaching community, because our teaching community is doing so well in the university. So I wish this webinar a great success, and this webinar speech great success. And I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to the inaugural speech. Though I am traveling to Bangalore, I hope I have done my duty. So thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. As a humblest request from the organizers to all the participants to kindly mute your phones. So it's a request.
One ನಿಮಿಷ. Dr. Basuraj. Dr. Basuraj. ಬಸವರಾಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
This is an announcement. I am muting all of you. Those who want to speak, please unmute and speak.
BC, go ahead. BC.
Thank you very much, sir. That was our Honorable Vice Chancellor, H.D. Narayan Swamy, sir. It was a very short but very thought-provoking speech. And thank you for enlightening us on the Guru Shishya Parampara, and also appreciating the teachers of the Karnataka Veterinary Animal and Fishery Sciences University. Thank you very much, sir. Now it's the time for the first invited speech. Honorable Vice Chancellor of University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore, Dr. S. Rajendra Prasad, sir, is going to present a talk on empowering new generation teachers in higher education. So over to Dr. S. Rajendra Prasad, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, UAS Bangalore.
Thank you, Doctor. Good morning to all of you, and also happy Teachers Day for all the teachers. Respected Vice Chancellor, of course, is traveling, Dr. Narayan Swamy, and Registrar Dr. K.C. Veeranaji, and the deans. Again, for Ramkumar, Dr. Ramkumar, the Dean, Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Veterinary Education Research, Pondicherry, and all the officers of the veterinary, this Animal Science University, and also the most important, the one who is, taming and making, the students into a citizen, good citizen, teachers. So once again, I heartily congratulate the association and the association president, Dr. Kirish, and the secretary, Dr. Ramchandra Nayak, and also President H.C. Indresh, and the joint secretary, Dr. Pavan, and the treasurer, Kangan Nayak. So all the other office bearers and the members. First of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the organizers for giving me this opportunity, because this is really right move, because Dr. Veerana knows why these kind of things is required. So I would like to express my sincere thanks, and also happy Teachers Day to all of you. As our in the inaugural speech, Dr. Narayan Swamy rightly pointed out how our bonding should be. The Guru and the Shishya is rightly pointed out by taking the good examples. But when you think really today, are we going in that directions, or is there any dilution of this system, this Guru Shishya Parampara, that we have to think as the teachers? If you look at our institutions, the agriculture universities and the farm university, veterinary science, horticulture institute. So these are all based on the land grant system, where the teaching, research, and the extension components go hand in hand. That means the teacher means the teachers who do the research and extension. So therefore, here our activities and the kind of the empowerment of the teachers are totally different. Just if you permit me, I will just make a presentation. A few slides are there. Could you allow me to share the slides?
Yes, sir, please. Go ahead.
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
No. Yeah. Minimize my okay. Okay. So this is the topic. In fact, yesterday they have given me here. What happened yesterday when Dr. Nayak only told me, sir, you have given a particular topic. So then only I realized then immediately yesterday I could make some kind of exercise and done the things. Here, when you say where the 21st century teacher, you should have three things in our system. That is a knowledge, which is to be communicated properly to the students, and they expand the collaborative things. If you look at the national education policy 2020, here they focus more on the collaborations with the industries, collaborations with the NGOs, so many organizations, and also multidisciplinary approach. And this experience can be, we have to teach and make them to learn about the present situations. So here, as I mentioned, basically we have the mandates of solve the problems through the research. Then after solving getting the ideas and other things, we have to educate. It is not only educating the farmers, we have to educate. Our main motto is to develop the human resources. So to address these problems, we have to go for what are the more methods of teaching and other things for the present situation that we have to deliberate. And the extension. So once you get the solutions for the identified problems, so we have to reach the farmers to give the solutions. So you all, as your Vice Chancellor mentioned, you see, we have experienced this COVID pandemic, and what are the things? Just I wanted to say, before COVID, what was the things? We have the two-way interactions, need-based research, liquidity support to the farmers and the rural economy, and so when it is during this COVID period, what has happened? There was a problem with respect to the education, research, extension, and farmers' livelihood and the marketing. So even there are some new things also emerge during this. What are those things which we are also experienced? That is a new pattern of educations, reorientation of agriculture research, adoption of ICT tools, agri infrastructure and farm gate infrastructure. If you look at today, we are all on the webinar because of the COVID. Otherwise, we never thought that we could meet in this fashion. So this is the one of the things. Then what are the problems and researchable issue because of this COVID, interference? So our, COVID, we have to go for the different kinds of approach, research diverse areas. The new crops, the crops which can give us, some kind of immunity to the, in our food. So that kinds of crops has to be grown, and research on diverse areas and mechanization and new approaches. So again, because of the reverse migrations, a lot of people have gone back to the, the rural. So how to engage them? So this is one of the main thing which you have to think. And the predictive analytics, in the sense, what was the things earlier and what is today and what should be the tomorrow. So next generation's activities or the technology, how we should address by based on the predictive analytics. Then the secondary agriculture. Today, order of the day is the secondary agriculture, then urban agriculture. So these are all the things, and PPP modes of Indian agriculture system development. So here we have to have the more synergies in the food technology, agriculture, and biotechnology. When I'm talking about the agriculture, it is not merely the agriculture alone. Probably agriculture, University of Agriculture Science earlier, It was the component of animal science, horticulture science, veterinary science, and also agriculture, sericulture, everything. But after that day, we have, improved with the specialization, more specializations we have bifurcated. As a holistic approach, agriculture is the one. Then when under this situation, what are the problems which we can take, to address this one? Today, to improve the quality of the, facilities for the higher education in India, there's curriculum into something dynamic. You see what we are happening, the syllabus, of course, we in the system, in the ICR, we are going every 10 years, we are going for the, Dean's committee. Now we are in the for 5th Dean's committee. Probably we may jump to that one. But before that, is this gap is more, or can we have the curriculum? It should be dynamic. As and when the problems arises, can we change? It should be market driven. It should be industry driven, so that our things can change. It is not only for the national level, even at the global level. Then industry interaction should be a placement obligation. This is most important things, because this should go hand in hand, education and the industry. Then only we could able to sell our graduates in the industry. If you teach something and the industry wants something, then where our students go, where our graduates should go. So therefore, we have to have the interaction with the industry. Then the easiest is the influence and the fame of the alumni. So I could see a lot of alumni are there in this association. Really, it is good. There are so many people, they are working across the globe. If you look at the IIT and other things, the major, the feedback or the, resources is from the alumni. So that is the kind of things are there. Why can't we encash that kind of things? Why can't we identify this? So at the present situation, why can't they take the input of those people? This is the one thing. Then encouraging e-learning. Already you have practiced, you are practicing. If you look at the experience of COVID situations, we are forced to take up the online examination. Most of the students were not knowing how we should conduct the online examinations. Today, because of this situation, we are forced to take up, and today everybody has become experts. Now we are going for not only teaching, we are going for the all applications. Probably there will be some limitations, because these science, these agriculture science, animal science, and the medical field, all these things really require the practical approach, practical knowledge. But we blend this e-learning with all this, then can we address the situation? Then students to lecture ratio. Dr. Narayan Swamy has clearly mentioned only 40% of the vacancy, the field of things are the rest is a vacancy. So even then, you people are doing excellent job, and bringing laurels to the university. I would like to compliment and congratulate all of you for this. But how it happened? Because you are using the tool, latest tools, latest technology, you are trying to adapt, and you fill that gap. So these ratios should be that the student and lecture ratio should be balanced, so that we can deliver a good thing. Then increase the students' analytical thinking. How we should, it should not be just one-way traffic. It should be both ways, interactions. You have to allow more students to ask more questions, and you give the case studies, and you have to tell them to address those case studies. Then you can teach them. Then it will be more effective and remain in their mind for long. And it should be innovative also. When the things, they will get a lot of innovative ideas. Even the teachers become the innovative thinking. So this is one area, and providing high research facilities. If you look at the National Education Policy 2020, where they have given the National Research Foundation, there is a provision. Foundations means what? It is not only giving the fund, it is also you should generate the fund, like IITs and other things. Some of the institutions, national institutions. That means your innovations, your thinking, your research areas should gain a lot of money and earn money, by which you should be self-sustainable. So this is the concept. And also you can invest a lot of money on those things. So that is why the government of India, they have included the National Research Innovation Fund. So again, if you look at the environment, how present environment, if people look at the newspaper, you see how the students, especially the children, have become more liking the online courses, online teaching. In fact, one of the teacher from Pune, she expressed, sir, I maybe in the future we're finding difficult to send them to the schools because they are become more adaptive for this kind of things. That means whatever the environment you are creating in the 21st century, you have to keep in mind everywhere, all the time, all possible topics supporting any kind of any possible learning style and the preference should be the choice of the students. Then only their things will be more. Come back to the infrastructure, equipping the teacher for the 21st century. How we should equip? Already partially you are equipped. Learner concentrated classrooms and personalization instructions. So now we are going for the virtual classroom. So now we are sitting here and we conducting the meeting. So people are watching us at the across the globe. So similarly, infrastructure, equipping our teachers should be there. It is not only creating infrastructure, also there should be a provision. Our teachers should go for the advanced, training in these kind of things, and they must well equip themselves so that they can transfer the system, the knowledge to the students very, very meticulously. And students as a producers, this is the most important. If you have this in concept in your mind, I think the rest of the things can be taken. Then learn new technologies, go global. This is the most important. Even Honorable Prime Minister was thinking, think local, and this local should go for the focal in the long run, and it should be reach the global. And be smart and use smartphones. So today, our generations, now we are using the smartphones everywhere, but only my earnest request, you inculcate the things in the minds of the students where they have to use this for the proper and for the good use. It should not be misused. Then the blocking and the digital. So these are all the areas where we have to equip ourselves and think. And what are the student expectations today? In fact, when I joined here, I made a survey among the students. So once in the first semester, I thought, opportunity for the students with some kind of questionnaire. And what is your expectations? Today, the students were joining with more than 90% of the marks which they scored in the PUC. That means their expectations are much more than anybody else, including therefore, knowledge should be very. In fact, some of the students has given very good feedback. So the teachers has to be equipped themselves for the certain situation. They have to throw the old notes and they have to go for the advancements and the technology which they have to teach. This is the kind of expectations they have. Then they want a clear and organized presentation of the material. That means it should be in the sequence. Meticulously, you have to make the presentation. And your presentation should be stimulative one, active one, and participatory. So that means you have to take the success stories, and especially in the veterinary science, you have a lot of day-to-day success stories, maybe disease, maybe so many things. So that kind of things has to be inculcated while you are teaching the students. Want to know why? Know why. That means how does this activity reading connect to my future career? So now today, the students are thinking very smart. Tomorrow, I want to be a scientist. I want to be an officer. I want to be an IAS officer. I could see a lot of people are taking UPSC exam and they are doing wonderful. Our joint secretary, your joint commissioner of this, here in our this one, he is your graduate, that is a veterinary science. That means the people career, they are more worried about careers, but for which we have to equip ourselves to mold them and teach them in that directions. Want the faculty to be enthusiastic, helpful, and engaged. See, again, Dr. Nansa mentioned, see, nowadays the JRF and SRF fellowships are getting more. Yes, why? Because you people, the teachers has to make the students more enthusiastic and give them a proper directions and engage them to make use of the time which is available for such kind of activities. That is the one. Then expect the customer service. Who is our customer? It is in your case, not only the students, our customer is the students and also the farmers, industries, and so many people. Then want face-to-face contact, but accept the boundaries. Here I would like to say, when you say face-to-face contacts, now because we are not able to do that, but the future, of course, it is most important and need of the hour. Then what are the strategies? We must understand the learners in the sense what we are going to teach. The accept difference among the students and between the students and the faculty. Why I'm stressing is one, in the class, everybody is not having the same kind of reception capacity of what you teach, and it is vary from person to person, and you have to send and overall picture you have to study and make according to your presentation. It should not be a routine thing. You have to see the customers and you change your mode of the teaching, mode of research, so many things which are there. Engage the students to setting the goals and expectations. This you have to identify and be flexible, creative, and try not to be surprised by anything that happens in the classrooms. So these should be problem-based learnings, and the students centered instruction should be there. So these are all the things which the students expect, and that we have to do them. Then again, student-centered learnings. Here, what I want to mention in the substitute active learning projects and experience in the lecturers which you have to do. Okay, here, whatever the experience you have gained, so that has to be transferred to the students along with the principals. That is the thing. And you have to give the projects. So projects is the best way of making the students to learn. And the whole students are responsible for the material not yet covered. So again, these are all some of the problem, how you should really make the students learn. Then competence. See, another thing which I would like to mention here is, we are putting as a teacher as a counselors. What is the role of the counselor? It is just counsel taking meeting in a semester and say something? No. Counselor is actually the parent, is a local guardians. Once they enter to the institutions, we have to be a local guardians. We have to, find out their difficulties, even if it is a personal, if they are talented in some kind of area, you have to motivate them, see that they have to achieve its goal. This is the responsibility all the teachers we have. Then competences, here define the needs of the workforce and also essential knowledge, skills, and attitudes. This is required to achieve the acceptable level of performance. Today, the skill oriented. It is not just formal training in the classroom. Here we have the hands-on training, experiential learnings. For this, today we have to equip ourselves, see that the student should be exposed to this kind of things. Then what are our educational gadgets? So we are for the communications, n number of gadgets are there. So portable whist amplifier, portable wireless pads. These are all the things which you know. Then classroom automations. Then presentations. How really today our students are better presenters than us. If you look at my PhD students, they're so innovative and they learn a lot of things. So that means we have to motivate them to the technology which is advanced at the global level today. Then the multimedia, already we are all using the smartphones, voice recorders, and casting. So these are all the gadgets Google suits for the educations. Today, many of us, we are searching the Googles and getting a lot of information. These are all some of the example Google suits for the educations. I think I'm not going to explain individually. These are all the things our young teachers should have to be empowered with these technologies, so that your teaching, your research and extension will be future. What are the future technologies for the future teaching? So produce differentially using the new technologies. We are talking about hydroponics, algae feedstock. In case of hydroponics, we are feeding the animals through the young seedlings of this, maize. So bioplastics. So that means we should have the degradable material. You see, a lot of animals are dying just eating this plastics. So these are all the areas where we have to. If you look at the progress, what we have made in the field of the animal science, fisheries, we have done a wonderful job. The milk, we are #1 in the world. So which has happened because of the contribution of the people like you, and also the support of the farmers and the industry. So this has to be, now we have taken it forward. Now we are #1. Then what else next? Can we address the global issues, or can we become the competitor at the global level? Can we have this one? So under the desert agriculture, how we should maintain the animal and the fishery science or the dairy. So these are all the challenges. So this we can think of new technologies to bring the food productions and to increase the consumers efficiency. We have to go for the vertical and urban farming. If you look at this urban and vertical farming today, because our natural resources, both water, land, is getting down. So then there is no other options going other than vertical and urban farming. Then genetic modifications, because of the climate change, we need a different, traits. We need a different characteristics because there may be outbreak of the diseases, even to the animal science. In fact, the animals and many things are carrying our, some of the virus, maybe things. So to address this, and 3D printing, this is the new technology which we are using in the thing, and culture meats. So these are all the things. Again, incorporate the cross and industry technologies and applications. So what are those things which you can prepare the technology? So drone technology, data analytics, Internet of Thinkings, precision agriculture, nanotechnology, and artificial intelligence, food sharing, and the blockchain. This, I know you are already this, you are going. You take the example of readiness to grow to market. This is the approach you have to. So these are all the some of the examples which we already, practicing. This 3D printing in irrigation. You see, if you look at your the farm in the sense your grazing land, can we have this kind of thing? This one. So these are all the things where you can apply, think in the future. Then the smart materials. This is more important case in case of the fish product, storing of the fish, canned material, and also the feed material. So when you go for the packing, how long you can keep this feed material for the animals and the food products, so that may be meat, maybe fish or milk. So these are all the table, packing, freshness indicator, color changing. These technologies are already coming, bio-based plastic packing materials. So we have to take these things forward, for which you have to gear. Then nanomaterials. So here, in case of animal husbandry, nanomaterials are shown a potential to use in the targeted animal health products and as additives to the stock feeds. So we are using the sensors. I could see in our farm, we are putting the tags, to our sheep and also our, cows, the tags that will read, that will give the sense of different traits. This is what already we have done. In fact, we have introduced this IVF technology. We have, gone for the artificial insemination by the, one of the institution. We have done it for the 8 cows, and the success, we have found the success in the 2 cows, and maybe in November they are going to deliver a baby, the IVF, the technology. That means so much advanced technology has been there. I think this is the first time in the public sector. We are from the US, Bangalore. We are taking up this this studies. I wish you should be the pioneer and the pioneer, and also you should be a frontliner in this kind of technology to for the benefit of the farming community. Then the robotics, of course, these are all the things which you can use in different areas, and this is one which I could see the sensor, autonomous, autonomous, the micro robot. This I have seen. I had been to the Nobel Research Foundation at Oklahoma in USA, where they have working on the fodder. I could see this robot will go around the land, that is a pasture land, other thing. It will identify the nutritive value of the particular patch. So then it will indicate this is the patch where this particular nutrient is less in this particular. So then they take immediate action. So this is the kind of technology it is coming. So that is also in India, we need to have this kind of things. Then sensor technology, the determination of different compositions, as I mentioned, it is not only the the field, it is also the quality of the food. And so many these technology, because you are giving me only 15 minutes, so I am making very fast. So then these are all the technology which we can address. And drones, you may be asking drones where we can be applied in case of this one, in case of fodder seed production, fodder productions, and also livestock monitoring. We can use this, the technology that has to be, brought in and validated and try to use it if it is cost benefit. Again, ICO. So this is the one where, we can measure, and voice based mobile phone application for smart scale dairy farmers in Kenya. This already done to solve the problem of permanent access to verified agriculture content. So many things that are already they are at it. So these are all the areas where we need to. Then technology is reaching the farmers. When come to the extension, and you want to give a sub particular, what should be the feed for the particular cow, what should be the fat, if you increase the fat content, what are the ingredients. So these are all the things which we can reach the doorstep through these ITC applications. In agriculture field, already the ICRISAT through the Microsoft applications they have done. Here I would like to mention one thing regarding the Microsoft. We are working with the Wipro on monitoring the diseases of the one of the pest in the fruit crop. So similarly, when I went there, I could see a lot of the innovative thing. Just they will put a one sensor to us into the human body. So it is going to sense everything, your BP, everything it is, and it gives the indications. Can we have for the animals also such kind of things? Even for so many, such kind of technology can be adopted in this kind of the era. Then this is the digital again agriculture and its potential. I think you are the better persons. Just have given the overview where we can really take this technology and make it more friendly to the our end users. So again, evolution of digital agriculture, how it happens. If you look at the past, your flow, everything on the animal based and other things. Now, if you look at the present, we have the farmers, we have the data, but I may thinking that we may, confusing the farmers. So what we have to do, take the data and we systematically make this data into a technology or a service where we can in the future. So that is the one which you could see in the future, how this growth potential of the new growth potential for the farmers can be turned out by this data, including the animal science. So this is the e-portal, how we can access. Of course, it is there in your university also. Just an example. Summary, I would like to say, we cannot satisfy everyone, so mix it up. So because even the students, as I mentioned, there are different categories of them. You cannot, but we have to, in overall, we have to see that satisfy by changing, fine tuning our type of, teaching, research and everything. So here, teach it to the top. So that is our motto, for which we have to equip this generation as to equip. Then student-centered approaches, I've already mentioned, and use of effective technology. So technology in the sense based on the audience responses with the real examples which you encounter during day-to-day activities. And I always believe in the teamwork. So you have to go for the teamwork and also peer-to-peer exchange and stay connected. The lastly, I would like to say, this is also one of the major thing is, multidisciplinary approach. Recently, that is on second, Honorable Governor has called a meeting of all the Vice Chancellor, where I mentioned the multidisciplinary approach has to be one of the main thrust in our national education policy. I mentioned, sir, even in the agriculture faculty itself, we are bifurcating. How can we expect the multidisciplinary approach? So now it is the order of the day. We have to work together. So without milk, I cannot live. Without fodder, the cow cannot, survive. So that way, we all should work together. Of course, we are all, the brothers and sisters since beginning. Now we have separated, but that doesn't mean that we are physically separated, but in terms of research, teaching, and extension, we are one. So only for the purpose of administrative, we are separate. But as far as the working is concerned, we are all one. That concept we should have in our mind. And this multidisciplinary approach is the right way of bringing together. And today I'm so happy that today you have called me and to share my thoughts. And the last one, today I know you people also not happy with our university because you are not spared the land and everything. You know, we have to honor the court and they definitely give, but we have to work together, whether you take it or we take it. But the my concern is that everything should be effectively utilized, because these are all the properties or the infrastructure created by the, you know, the tax paid by every individual of this country. So this is the last word I would like to mention. With this, I would like to thank you with one quote as the APJ Abdul Kalam ji. And you see, I believe there is no other profession in the world that is more important to the society than that of a teacher. So this is what, and we are blessed with a good salary, good, job. This is a noble job, and also salary wise, we are very well placed. So that way, we are comfortable. Only thing, our output should be matching to the what we are comfortable today. So with this, once again, I wish a happy Teachers Day to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring, insightful, and meaningful words. Sir, in his brief speech on empowering new generation teachers, educated us on many things of agriculture and animal husbandry. He spoke on the urban agriculture, past, present, and future of research, education, and extension, the importance of ICTs, biotechnology, IT infrastructure, robotics, nanomaterials, smart materials, 3D printing, and many things within a span of just 15-20 minutes. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us and educating us. On behalf of the association and the organizers, we thank you. Now, may I now request our respected registrar, Dr. K.C. Veerana, sir, to present the second speech on new educational paradigms under changing environment. Over to Dr. K.C. Veerana, sir, for the second speech of the day. New educational paradigms under changing environment.
Yes, thank you. So can I share my slides? Share.
Yes, please. Yes, sir, please.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Is it audible? Is it audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. And I extend a happy Teachers' Day wishes to all my teachers, as well as all my students who are actively participating in this national webinar organized in view of the Teachers' Day. So for this national webinar, today's chief guest, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. S.D. Narayan-Swamy, and Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Rajendra Prasad, Honorable Vice Chancellor from US Bangalore. He's really given a very thought-provoking speech on the eve of this valuable day, that is Teachers' Day. And Dr. S. Ramkumar, Dean, River Puducherry, and President of this webinar, Dr. H.C. Indresh, President of KVAFSU, and all the office bearers of KVAFSU and organizing secretaries, and officers of the universities, and heads of all our research stations, and principals of polytechnics, and more than that, all my dear students who are participating in this national webinar. So in this, actually, I was at a topic to actually deliver a speech on new educational paradigms under changing environment. So in this context, actually, so of course, this Teachers Day. So now I think my job is very easy because Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. S. Rajendra Prasad covered majority of the especially technical aspects which are highly essential. One should concentrate to bring our agriculture and allied sciences into forefront. But at the same time, we have to look into expectations of a society and other stakeholders of a farm universities, especially from the upcoming professionals in the changing scenario, more specifically in the changing environment. And accordingly, you may have to mold our students. Hence, I think I will present these two issues, my presentations. First part, I will restrict to what may be the expectations from the society, and second part with respect to what exactly as a teachers, how we can mold our students in this direction. Of course, as you know, in our traditional approach or in a conventional approach, already expectations are to perform in a multiple tasks, maybe in a healthcare or in a breeding or management or in a research, teaching and all those things already we are well aware. These things actually to contribute to enhance the productivity, livelihood and food security, maybe in terms of quantity or in quality. And professionals should have an independence, they should have an integrity, knowledge, skills, and more than that, they should satisfy the consumers all the way from farm to fork. This is a high time to meet the changing orientation of livestock and fisheries production systems and specialized requirements of a client at local and global scenario. And it is a right time to reorient the role of graduates in addressing the constraints and maintain the animal and fisheries based food quality and quantity and spread the awareness about the scientific practices which are highly essential to boost these two production systems. So, and more specifically, for this purpose, you may have to address large masses rather than small pockets to create an impact through effective services. See, because we are seeing some of the success stories here and there, and also we are seeing some of the case studies wherein which there is a tremendous improvement in the production system, but it cannot be generalized. So in that context, I think we have to depend upon the ICT tools to address these issues. And if you see the role and responsibilities of professionals in this direction, I think you may have to act as an entrepreneurship development, marketing, merchandising, and you may have to perform the duties of sales executive also. And of course, product representatives and agriculture and animal husbandry equipment dealer. See, this is another one sector wherein which we are addressing majority of our farmers issues through a farming system approach. So this is really helps to boost our farmer income. So this may be through combining the agriculture with a livestock, poultry, fisheries, dairy or poultry. So definitely this is already progressed in majority of our KVKs, Krushi Vigyana Kendras and LRICs. So which in turn already we have proved in some sectors or in some pockets wherein which there is an improvement in the productivity compared to a conventional practice. Definitely there is an employment generation. Then it is easy to recycle the residues in this farming system approach, and there is an increase in the income, especially in terms of net income. So wherein which already this role is already performed in KVKs and LRSIs, as I mentioned earlier. So in this now, that's what Dr. Rajendra Prasad sir was mentioning with respect to disaster. That is, especially he was quoting an example of COVID-19 pandemic. of course, we have to live with the national disaster, as well as our professionals should address these, especially agriculture and allied sectors, to cope up with these national disasters. So recurrently we are coming across drought. Of course, this year, whole globe is actually suffering from COVID-19 pandemic ill effects, and of course floods. So how far we are preparing our upcoming graduates to address these issues? I think that point has to be noted. And as I was mentioning, drought mitigation is a very common phenomena, more particularly in our state, where in which in one or the other district out of 30 districts, at least more than 50% district, they're facing this problem every year. So as we know, feed and fodder is a major input for supporting livestock production, more specifically livestock productivity in terms of quantity and quality. So to address this, we have to manage feed and fodder management. So not necessarily green fodder or maybe silage making or methods of silage making. So how best actually we can use the available unconventional feed resources to meet this challenge. So all these things has to be taken into consideration. And of course, this is where in which disease control measures, majority of our professionals, so either it is in a crop or in an animal or in a fisheries, usually we given a much emphasis for disease control measures. Apart from routine disease control measures, now we may have to give a more emphasis for a biosecurity measures, more specifically protection of an environment, economic and health of a livestock, and of course, pest and other bioterrorism. That's what actually we are experiencing in the whole now. And of course, we are coming across production may require for many hazards like posed by a food and animal foods of an animal origin, hazards posed by an international trade, and of course, implementing an adequate level of biosecurity in veterinary laboratories and animal facilities, and production in emergency situation involving animals with particular emphasis on animal disease outbreaks. So with respect to foods of animal origin, actually here we have to concentrate more on food quality management. This is what actually expected role to be performed by the veterinarians, for which of course we have to have equip our students in this direction. As we know, all ISO standards from 9001 to 2015 to ensure the good quality products. So for which usually we teach 7 quality management principles, maybe in a customer focus or leadership, engagement of people, process approach, improvement, evidence-based decision making. So Honorable Vice Chancellor was mentioning about the precision farming. So actually this decision making for a precision farming in terms of a quality product is more focused in this direction. And relationship management. So these 7 principles are highly essential for which actually we have to equip our upcoming graduates. So of course, One Health and zoonosis, that's what actually now we are stressing more. So as we are all aware, intersection between a human health, animal health and the environment or an ecosystem actually poses a threat for zoonotic diseases, for which we have to go for One Health as a strategic measure to control these diseases. So this effort has to be collaborative, multisectoral and transdisciplinary approach. It has to work at local level, regional level, national level and global levels so that we can achieve this One Health program to address the especially issue of public health in terms of zoonosis. And of course, One Health is a holistic approach to address, as I was mentioning, the health of a human, animal, as well as an environment. Environment means niche or an ecosystem wherein which number of organisms are living, especially with a complementary benefit. So with this, of course, agricultural intensification, if you see, as our Honorable Vice Chancellor was mentioning, the expansion of agriculture, maybe the horizontal or a vertical expansion, it led to a more of intensification, which actually posed many problems. So that maybe an encroachment in a wildlife habitats, leading to an ecosystem to make its own changes and adapt to that particular change, where in which humans and livestock, they have to, they will be becoming more proximity, they become more close proximity, where in which to in a wildlife and vectors. Of course, all, especially veterinarians, are well aware of it, but not necessarily veterinarians. As a professional, everyone should address this issue to maintain animal welfare and ethical review process, for which definitely empathy and technical knowledge can assure these freedoms to hunger or a freedom from a discomfort or freedom from a pain and suffering, freedom to express its own normal behavior, freedom from fear and disasters. So to achieve this this particular animal welfare issues, I think definitely we require an international and national collaborations. So this, of course, already I was addressed in the issue of while addressing with respect to One Health. Of course, public health, it is the responsibility of each and every professional to educate our especially public, with respect to prevention and control of an infectious disease or the animal and human ecosystem interface is definitely, it is the key in this process. Of course, with this, we can prevent the spread of diseases in animals and humans, which definitely helps to enhance the food quality, food security, and of course, it fosters the poverty reduction. So for which definitely, as an institutions, as an universities, or as a teacher, we have to collaborate with the other sectors or other institutions. That's what he was mentioning with respect to multidisciplinary approach. For this, we have to serve as an epidemiologist in the city or a state for country. That's what already I was mentioning about it. So with these, of course, even of our upcoming professionals should have a thorough knowledge of extension and advisory services. So for which forum orientation is must, this our professional needs to be involved in extension and advisory services. Of course, now situations like this in the COVID-19, where the face-to-face methods are very meager, for which definitely we may have to include ICT and social media as a major tool to deal with this extension advisory systems. Here focus should be on a market-led extension apart from the production-led extension, for which of course already we developed many tools to focus all our teaching, research and extension through ICT tools and technologies, especially because of this COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, dealing with the government schemes and programs is in a part of our extension services, for which we have to train our students definitely to inculcate these skills, how best they can deal with these programs and liaison with, especially by liaising with the farming community. See, to address all these issues, we definitely request some skills. So what are these skills actually? One should inculcate as a teacher. So that's what actually, this is a major part That's what actually I want to concentrate in the second part of my presentation. That is, let us mold our student in this direction. Means, so far, what we have discussed, what are the different areas or who are all our different stakeholders, what is their expectations. So to fulfill their expectation, how we have to mold our students in this direction. Of course, communication skills, detailed subject knowledge is must to the without, I think, for practicing any skill or to learn any skill. Skills for making a quick decisions, balancing work life with a personal life, where in which majority of us actually we are going under stress while balancing in a work life with a personal life, because we may have to perform many roles as a teacher, as a researcher, as an extension specialist, as a leader of a family, or maybe a father or a mother of a child, or more than that, as a citizen of this society. So that I think we have to balance, for which definitely you have to teach a skills to our students. Physical and mental healthiness, passionate and compassionate. Of course, definitely many times even our great teachers, they say, so to become a good teacher, you should have a passionate. Until unless we develop a fashion towards teaching, we can't become a good teacher. And perfect, definitely manual and of course professional's life is required, and good and effective communication skills we have to build in, and possess a sharp business skills and business atmosphere, and customer service skills, and maintain a stakeholder satisfaction, dedication to profession, possess a patience, transparency, and empathy, effective time management skills, intellectual, of course, it may be a conceptual or integrative and a quantitative, and behavioral and social attributes. So to inculcate all these skills, we may have to adopt a right type of teaching methodology. I think one of the methodology, it was mentioned by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, that is in a problem-based learning, or maybe a jigsaw, or maybe a case study. For especially animal science and fishery science, problem-based learning is an ideal methodology to inculcate all these skills, what I enlisted to meet the demands of the society, or to make our upcoming graduates as a competent professionals to satisfy the various stakeholders and their expectations. So with this, I will conclude with one quote. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. So that's what actually we are bringing into a national education policy 2020, Government of India. It is actually with a new inspiration and of course with the new paradigm, we are moving toward this. Thank you, Honorable. So on this occasion, I compliment our Teachers Association for organizing this webinar with respect to various speakers, good speakers who are involved in this particular webinar. So I think we are eager to listen to Dr. S. Ramkumar. He's a great teacher. As I know, he taught me many lessons during my career as a teacher, as a colleague, and of course, we are interacting each and every time in a different forms. So thank you, Randall.
So thank you very much, sir. That was Dr. K.C. Virendra, sir, Registrar of our university, presenting a talk on new educational paradigms and the changing environment. He illuminated us on various aspects from reorientation of the graduates, performing multiple tasks, entrepreneurship development, disease control measures, bioterrorism, food quality management, One Health and zoonosis, and animal welfare, and many other burning issues associated with our profession. Thank you very much, sir. Moving ahead, now we have the third speech of the day, changing dimensions of teaching, research, and extension, by Dr. S. Ram Kumar, Dean Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Veterinary Education and Research, Puducherry. Over to Dr. Ram Kumar, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Hope all can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, first of all, Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. H.D. Narayana Swami, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Rajendra Prasad, Honorable Vice Chancellor, UASB, Registrar, Dr. K.C. Veeranna,
Excuse me, sir, we can't hear your voice, sir. So please, sir. Your voice is muted, sir, please.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
we can
Yes,
hear
Can
sir.
you hear me? Okay. So I shall just repeat. It's just the opening remarks I wanted to talk about, especially the important guests who are there in the platform for this most important day of Teachers' Day. So, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. H.D. Narayana Swami, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, respected Registrar, Dr. K.C. Veeranna, respected officers of the university, deans of various colleges of fisheries and veterinary in the prestigious University of Karnataka, the senior retired officers, as I understand from Dr. K.C. Veeranna, many retired teachers are also there, then faculty, students, and veterinarians. It's a very composite and heterogeneous group to talk about on Teachers' Day. If it was just the teachers, we could have focused many things. And they have given me a wonderful topic, which is a very vast one, on teaching, research, and extension. How do we go about? So one thing is, see, what I'll do is I will just focus on to 4 aspects basically, which will be applicable both to research and extension as I explained the teaching. So this is how I plan to go ahead. First of all, I'm thankful basically to all the 3 speakers who have given a wonderful platform for me to launch whatever I am thinking. In fact, many of the wonderful thoughts that they have put across are the similar lines in which as a teacher I also used to think. The basic thing, how do I start? Basically, what I was thinking was, the good start will be of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Narayana Swami, who mentioned about the Guru Shishya Parampara. So one of the important Guru Shishya Parampara, basically, if you look at, is Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. To start with, I thought that will be the best point. And Swami Vivekananda has given a beautiful definition for education, which I think will be the starting point for my talk, so that everyone can think on it and reflect. It is not mine. It's all the world famous gurus who have told. What he says, education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. You look at a child in the first standard, as per Vivekananda's definition, education is already there inside the child. The teacher's role only is to manifest that outside, to tune it outside. That's all. It's not that actually we create anything. No, it is already created with the talents. Every child is born very, very talented. But the identification, helping in exploration and bringing them out is the process of education, basically. This has been told also by our Honorable Vice Chancellor of UAS. Rightly, he has mentioned about what's the role of a teacher. So let us start like this. Education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. If you want to manifest that perfection, you require somebody. You call it guru, you call it teacher, you call it by any name. Basically, you require somebody actually to bring it out. And that bringing out is in our terms what we call as mentoring, guiding, giving philosophies. But the originality is with the learner. That's the first point. The second point I would say, I want everyone to think basically like as I think in a different way. We are all like our children, our family, our friends, our colleagues, our professionals, the whole nation and the whole world, for example. We are in a school, and that school is the school of life. We are familiar with the classrooms. When you walk inside the classroom we are very familiar because we go and take a lecture there or a presentation there. But think of a classroom which is of life. We are all in the school, same school. So the student whom we teach, my daughter or son, me, my husband or wife, everyone is in a school basically. Everyone is a learner, everyone is a teacher. Look at that concept basically. So, and interestingly, why do you want to think like that? Not for anything, because that's total school of life is always changing. The school of life, whether it is family, whether it is society, whether it is the classroom, it's changing. And so, second qualification would be, we are all students of change. We means including teachers, including anyone whom we see, including a small child to a big person. It doesn't matter whether you are 10 years old or 60 years old. And there I have a very, very interesting definition for age, because we ask, what is your age? I say 60 years, 55 years, 20 years. No. Age is your ability to connect to the present. If you are 90 and you say, I can do this, this, and this, your age is comparatively far less than what you chronologically say. So age is the ability of your connecting ability. Your connecting ability to the present. What is the present? How you can connect it. That is your age. That's my second introduction, basically. The first one, as I told, everyone is born with capacities. Teacher's job is to bring out their capacities as per Swami Vivekananda and as per our common sense of so many years. Number two, we are all in a school of life. There is no, I am not the only teacher. This, because why I say that is, very often today also, many students wish us. That's a great thing. And it's a great satisfaction for us. Happy Teachers Day. I always say, students make teachers. And good students make good teachers. Great students make great teachers. Absolutely. So if we are all doing something, it's for some teachers who have molded us and brought it to us at this level. So this is the first point which I would like to say. That's my introduction, basically. This is the context in which I'll be talking my next few words. So first is, I want a broader thought in every mind that we are into teaching into a classroom, and the classroom is bigger than what we are talking about, because that world brought to the classroom is the most important perspective of life. And that's what a student will enjoy, what you bring from the world into the classroom. That's what a child or a student, any student for that, any learner will be interested in that part. Now, see, teaching is beyond subject matter. That's the first proposition I always believe in. See, I may be teaching chemistry, physics, or in aquaculture, anatomy, or agronomy, any subjects for that matter. It's important, knowledge-based, it's good. But then, as a teacher, what we see, it's not subject matter. The success of the teacher is not in the subject matter, but it's in the student matter. Teach the student, teach not the subject. It doesn't mean that you should not teach a subject. What I am trying to say is, teach the student means you'll have to do an exercise of teaching every student in a level that he or she can comprehend the subject that you are taking. Subject-wise, we are all experts. That's what we assume, basically. Knowledge-wise, we are all good. Nobody wants to test the knowledge. But the ability of the teacher is to deliver it based upon the student who is actually sitting there. And this is a very important point. Again, I think our UAS Honorable Vice Chancellor was mentioning it one of the slides. How do we deliver it, basically? I'll say a few points on how best we can deliver it from the shared thoughts and the ways of experience which I have come across. One, which is very challenging. One, respect differential abilities. You are taking class for 50 students, 60 students. It can never be an average. And they have differential abilities. If 60 students are there, 60 students are different. Is the biggest challenge actually a teacher can have. How do I deliver it? Basically for the 60 students. So how do we actually respect differential abilities? Number two, a teacher, as I feel, should never find fault, find reasons. Because the main thing is, as I told, every student will have a reason of doing it, good or bad. That's what we are all for teachers are for. So never find fault, find reasons for that. And that will correct the whole system, basically. But very often, not all, even including many people, it's spontaneous that if somebody does it, why did you do like that? What is that you are doing? Get lost or something. It's all a different type of reactions that a child will go through. Whereas, assume that a student comes late to the class. It's very irritating that you take a class and somebody comes and disturbs you. Okay, let him not come, no problem. But then discuss with him, why is he late? That will connect you to him or her. And that will make you understand and correct him. Our purpose is to correct, not to say that you put a screen there and finished it. So that's the third one. Connect to the future. Every teacher should, every student should feel, okay, this teacher is concerned about me and my future, not the subject. I'm keeping the subject for the time being on one side. Every subject has its potential of influencing the student. But through your subject, a child feels or a student feels, oh, sir is asking my abilities, capacities, and calling me and saying, okay, for you, I feel this is the one. Then the student, see, this is something actually every student looks at for the future. Help explore themselves, help explore the students, help them, basically. They would not have gone in the schools. For example, in the schools, that exploration would not have gone. Once they're in the college, but you get an opportunity, irrespective of your subject, look into what are their abilities and always appreciate their abilities. Everybody has some. It not be in all aspects, but explore and facilitate thinking. A very, very difficult thing, because by when they finish the school itself, probably the ability of thinking comes down. Because I always say we have an examination system, not an education system. Probably things will change through the new educational policy. Because we always are entering into a classroom, the first day the student is important about his grade only. How many marks I will get. So even a bright student who is going through the thing, or not so bright student who requires some special attention, is keen about any other thing other than marks. The actual learning takes place after you pass, get the certificate and start practicing in the field. Then you start learning, okay, this is how I learn. This is how I have to improve. So this is something that we need to tell them in advance, facilitate them. Always help to match their capacities to aspirations. See, as a teacher, I can understand a person wants to be this, and this. But over 3-4 years, I understand this is not the right thing for this, her or him. Whereas he or she has got abilities on this side. What should I do? Okay, you want to become, okay, you are aspiring for this, and this. But as a teacher, I feel you should be doing this because your capacities on this side is not as strong as on this side. It's not that actually somebody says that, because that saves the student also to be confident on his or her field. And you also get the advantage of placing the student in the right position for his or her future. So match capacities to aspirations. So that's the one which I would like to say. Interestingly, I have got 4 points now to follow this upon. This is the context. Very simple. Much of this have been explained earlier by the speakers. So I'll go a little fast also in that. The first one, what I want to emphasize for good teaching, whether it is in classroom, whether it is in online, whether it is for farmers, or whether it is for research, is a mindset with growth. That means there should be a flexible mindset for teachers. That's a very, very important one. Very, very important one. Because it's not that when we start teaching after our MSc or PhD, the mindset is the first one that enters into the classroom. What a student looks at is not the knowledge alone. How is he or she looking at me and taking a class? Teachers need to have mental flexibility that the present century demands. We are a mix. If you look at the age group here, we are a mix of old and new educational system. So it doesn't mean only the old educational system is good. It is good. There is no doubt. It doesn't mean the new educational system is not good. We have to. There is no other way, because that's how the world moves on. That's the change. That is the acceptance that a teacher has to have first. Unless the teacher moves, the class and the students will not move. Students may be far ahead in their thinking sometimes on general aspects, some aspects, than the teachers. So it's quite important that we also refresh, accept, and adapt to that change. That's a very important one. That's what I call it as a mindset with growth. But as product, see, as a product of that, we need to try to comprehend the new changes. We have to comprehend the new changes, even from any learners in our platform to share it with the students. How do I change my mindset? Is very difficult after an age, because you can't change the mindset of your family members who are with you. You can't set after an age it's very difficult, because all feel everybody is right. This is also a slide that has been put earlier. I am old enough, so I know what is it. It's not so. It is important that we have to change our mindset, because it affects another generation, the classrooms, number of students. Your mindset, when it changes, it flows into the students, and you get another generation with vibrancy, basically. And that's exactly what a teacher has to do. How do we do that? I'm not sure. Basically, you have to reflect on your own. But incidentally, I was going through Krishnamurti Foundation on knowing oneself. It's a very, very interesting thing, probably. I'll read some 3-4 lines for the benefit of the teachers, basically, including me. See, what is important then is self-knowledge. Other knowledge we'll get from outside, looking into oneself, because if somebody tells us, we get criticized. So how do we improve ourselves? Seeing oneself as one is in the mirror of relationship. It is very difficult to observe oneself without distortion, because we are educated to distort, to condemn, to compare, to judge. But if the mind is capable, which it is, observing itself without distortion, then you will find, if you will experiment with it, that the mind can uncondition itself. It can, I don't want to repeat because time is not there, but this is possible. This is what is done. So first point I would say to the teachers, accept change with humility, not with criticism. You can take it. For the ones that we are not capable, as I told, believe in the first one, our age is our ability to connect to the present. It doesn't matter whether you're 40, 30, 50, 60, 70, whatever it is. As far as you can connect to the present, you are capable of doing it. And that's the first belief. Second belief is that we should reflect ourselves to actually move forward. Nobody else can do it for us. And that makes a big difference. If I change, for example, the whole classroom changes. The students become vibrant. As I said, that's exactly what we want. So the first point which I wanted to say, a mindset, not a static mindset, a mindset with a growth. A mindset with a growth. Second point, I will say, the skills, which have already been elaborated by Dr. K.C. Virana in detail, basically. And I would add that skills with values. So first one is mindset with growth. Now the second one, which I would say, is skills with values. Values. How do you actually add values? For example, skill. Communication is a skill. And that's an amazing skill which teachers have. Many of the teachers, veterinarians have, professionals have, fisheries teachers, fisheries practitioners have. How do the veterinarians have this ability? Because if you look at the professions basically in the world, the switching over ability or cognitive skills of switching over from case to case with the varied variability that we have in the field, I don't think any profession has it. For example, a veterinarian treats a rabbit in the morning, a dystocia in the evening, another 4 or 5 different cases. You see how the brain is actually making it switch over. It's an amazing conditioned capacity a veterinarian has around the world and more in India because the number of cases you treat. Second one, and the diversity of these cases along with the clients. See, a country like India has the poorest of the poor people to the rich, whose animals, and moreover that, you have the wildlife, you have got what not actually, you have got everything. This switching over ability, the skill is already there in veterinarians. And that has to be brought out basically as a thought process, even in the beginning itself. Now, how do we add value to these skills? Skills are too many. Communication, you have got so many skills which Dr. Virana has. So that saves my time. How do you do this? Because if the teachers show this skill with values, students learn it. As all of you know, students not learn generally the notes, that's for marks, but they look at the teachers. How do they behave? How do they say and do the same things? Or is it that they're doing this and that? So they learn from you. How do you respect others, for example? How do you respect a client? How do you respect a farmer? How do you respect your subordinate, superior, your friends? How do you respect students? Everything. That is something that they learn. The skill should come with this. It should be matched with this. Consider. How do you consider others? What is the consideration you are giving to others? Now, they also look at how do you conduct examinations, and how do you put marks? It's a it's a very big issue from so many years that people, sometimes students say the teacher is not impartial, he is partial, this thing. It may be yes or no, but how do we bring in that value into the total system so that every student feels he is my teacher? It's not that he is somebody else's. No, it's not like that. Majority are like that. What I'm trying to say is how do we reflect upon and then another important, you can go on with a lot of examples, but one more thing I would say is you should imbibe what I call it as larger goals of life. Any teacher for that matter. For example, if you have a good life, larger goal, there may be small problems that are happening inside, in between. You won't spend much time on that small things, because your mind will always say, I have a larger goal to reach. If I spend my time on silly issues or small things, I'll waste my time there and I won't reach there. This is a very important learning. I think everyone need to actually share it to their students, because it's for life. It's not only for teaching. That any teacher can say, first set your larger goals. Anything that comes inside, if it is delaying your larger goals, don't waste your time on that. Set your larger goals. Otherwise, you get tracked back into other issues and your larger goal will be finished. So that's another thing I would say. The third point, only two more points I would say, is competence. Again, largely told by Dr. Veeranna and our UAS Honorable Vice Chancellor, competence. So you need competence. Competence is knowledge. I'm not going into knowledge because every teacher, I assume, is competent in what he is doing. Otherwise, he will not have been selected. He would have been teaching what he is taking. But then I will add one element to that, competence with compassion. I will add a word compassion to that. Competence alone doesn't help. This is what a student is looking at. You have the competence, just sprinkle some compassion onto it. With that compassion, added with competence, you are the best teacher in this world. Nobody can actually assess you as somebody else. Why I am saying that? It's two reasons. At one stage, we were all loaded with knowledge. See, 25 years, 30 years, 40 years back and all. See, look at the teaching. Knowledge was very important from the teacher. Information was very, very important. Now, information from the teacher is not that important. You get it Google. Google teacher can give if a student simply types it. Because generation has changed. Now, what is important? The importance of teacher is to highlight the information which is important, which is not important to the student. Why it is important and why the other one is not important. So the value of information itself has changed. 25 years back, if I don't know something, I have to go to and ask a teacher. Teacher will refer a book. He will ask you, you refer this journal or refer this one, find a note. Today, it's not like that. They finish all those things and then come to you. As a teacher, then what is your role? Not to repeat what they have defined. It is the definition can come again from that. But within that definition, what is important? What is practical for you? What should you carry? This is an additional job for the teacher now. So that's important one. So this is a better teacher is needed to put the information into a context, basically, in your positioning. Important information, most important information. What is the use of this information for you in the future, for example? I think that brings out the best in the teacher again. Again, the present need of a good teacher. So that's the third point. Again, see, when we are delivering things, basically, we need to have a compassion for every student. As I told, a classroom has got different types of students. If you look at the classroom, will have rich students, not so rich students, poor students. People have gone to very urban schools, very rural schools. You look at the diversity in a classroom. And especially my observation as a teacher over many years in different colleges always reveal the ones from the rural areas who do not know or less confident of using English and all those things, they are a little shy. And it takes some time for them to pick up and reach. It's not that they are not intelligent. They are extremely intelligent, and many examples are there. But that is where you require the teacher's help, especially I would say in the first year. Let me place it very specifically. Especially in the first year of their professional graduate study, that is where you require the support, especially from the first year teachers. And I don't know what subjects will be there in other, of course, in veterinary, I know what are the 3 subjects, but in other subjects, disciplines also, that is where you require the support. If you give that first momentous support to these students, they'll be the best ones that will be coming. That's where the competence is required. The compassion is required. They have to ignite the ideas of student. They have to ignite the ideas of the students so that their dreams can fly. That's what a teacher does. Teacher need not fly. When they talk about an idea, appreciate it. Say, wonderful, take it forward. This is all what you need to do, nothing else. So this is what a teacher facilitates. Absolutely, this is a brilliant idea, take it up. And that's how actually it moves. So as I was telling, it is challenging as a subject matter, not a subject matter, but a student matter. Again, the comparison works rounds back, not on the subject. It's on the student, the capacity of the student and delivering to the student as he or she needs. That's the ability of a teacher. The fourth one, the last one, which I'll wind up because there are so many. It takes a lot of time. I don't want to stop your lunch. So, tryst with technology. TRYST, tryst with technology. How do we, because it's a digital era. So how do we compromise? How do we do things? How do we meet technology? Very often it has been told, you are already into this. We all are already into this because the COVID-19 situation has spontaneously given an opportunity for us to go into online. So it's just like we have lost the way. Many teachers were running around. What is it they're saying? Online, online, online. We found ourselves. Okay, this is what is online. This is how I should teach. That is a digital era. Here, the spontaneity in which actually a disaster has happened made us to operate it and get. But the future is going to be like this, not entirely, but definitely this is going to be a part. How do you do that? You actually need to learn many things from many people, converge, and then deliver. While we are delivering this, one of the things that happens is that there is a decision-making dithering. What do you call a wavering for everyone, for me, you, everyone. I call it usually as the teacher's role as juggle the jiggle. I'll tell you what it is. You have this jelly which we make sometimes items and all at home. In a cup you take jelly and you keep it like this and take that. The jelly will do like this. I hope you are getting what I am telling. If you put jelly, Jelly, which we eat, you just put it in a cup and place it on the table and take the cup. Jelly will move like this. That's what I call it as jiggle. So what do you want? You want to stand it straight as a solid thing. So it's not, so a student is wavering. So you have to have your juggling. And how do I make it stand? Because it doesn't stand when you touch it. It doesn't stand. You will have to see that how do you actually make it stop. So that rattling, what is happening, we need to make it stop. And that is the ability of a teacher, settling that rattling. How do you settle that rattling? Every mind has it. If you don't show an attitude of helping, they will never come to you. Don't come to me with this type of decisions and all. That's what sometimes, if we are not sure about, that's not the right thing. But what we need to do is, okay, have you got a jiggling with you? That's excellent. These are the students whom I want. You have a decision-making problem. I don't know what to do. Okay, come on, let us discuss. This is what I feel. And that settles a little bit for the student. So this tryst, basically what you are using, see, I'm not going into the elaborate things which are already been given by very good speakers earlier. Online classes, the challenges, the class-wise abilities of students, as I already told, the capacities of students, the comprehension abilities of students. These are all things which we need to actually take into consideration when we are working with technology. In a classroom, as all of you know as teachers, you have all the 60 students, 70 students, or how many students who are in front of you. It's easy to observe together and to see relatively what is the issue that is happening in the classroom. Now it's online. We are not sure what is happening. But then that abilities of us need to be actually slowly, maybe through some few workshops, few feedbacks and all, you need to actually improve that. And that will help us a lot. Now, I'm winding up with the conclusion. I have told 4 points in addition to the earlier ones. One, what I told was a mindset with growth, reflect, self-reflect, grow. If you do not grow, students do not grow. That is the basic issue. Second point, which I told was competence with compassion. Next was skills with values. tryst with technology. And now I conclude 3 points in life: from birth to death, learn, unlearn, relearn. This is a process that is going on. If teachers know it, their mindset changes. Then the same approach goes to the students. Learning is not ultimate. Today I learned something. I go to the field and start practicing something. I understand that learning is not complete for me in the field because context is different. It doesn't mean you don't require the first learning. First learning is fundamental. It is primary. It is the stock knowledge you require from the colleges. But without that, you cannot build the next one. So once you have the stock knowledge from the institute, you go, you start practicing, you understand that I have this capacity, I will modify it, I'll improvise it, I'll do this case like this, and you come with your own capacities and learning, and you relearn it. That's not the ultimate. Another day you find it is different. Every day, every moment, we are all going through this process of learning, unlearning, and relearning. Keep that in your mind so that even when somebody make a mistake, you feel that, okay, it's not a mistake. It's an unlearning to relearn. So let's not have mistakes. Everybody will not know everything. So that is the basic thing. So students are an amazing resource for teachers, for our growth, for our satisfaction, and for our duty to the society. Happy Teachers Day to all. And before I conclude, I need to thank Dr. Indresh, President and Chairman of Office Bearer of ATK KVAFSU-B, Dr. Ramachandra Naik, who have been constantly in touch with me and facilitating me to participate in this. And I could also see a few of my students, colleagues, and of course, my contemporary and good friend, Dr. Veerana, and even Honorable Vice Chancellor, who have been always been positive, your Vice Chancellor, to many of the initiatives that we have been taking. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. I hope I have shared some of the thoughts which may be of use to you. And thank you for the opportunity, and happy Teachers Day for the next year till we meet again. Thank you. Bye.
Age is the connecting ability to the present. Education is a manifestation of perfection, and students make the teachers. Hopefully, we all will agree with it, sir, and also will long remember your message on mindset and growth, skills with values, and competence with compassion. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
May I now request the symbolic representation of the young and hardworking generation, our beloved President of Association of Teachers, Dr. H.C. Indresh, for the presidential remarks.
Thank you, Girish. Respected Vice Chancellor of our Veterinary University, Dr. H.D. Narayan-Swamy, sir, and the Vice Chancellor of Agriculture University, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, sir, our Registrar, Dr. K.C. Veeranna, the Dean of Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Veterinary Education Research, Dr. Ram Kumar, and all the officers of our veterinary university, my association team members, all the teachers who have participated in this national webinar on Teachers Day, and my students. First of all, I would like to wish all the teachers happy Teachers Day. Just I want to say one thing in this situation, that even in this pandemic situation of COVID, teachers of our university, they are constantly involved in going for an online classes, taking the webinar related to research or extension, either to a students or to a staff or to a farmers regularly. And even they are carrying out the clinical activities and farm activities without hampering any activities in the university. So on this occasion, I would like to congratulate all my teachers for their remarkable service in this COVID-19 situation. As we talk about association, I am very proud to say that I think I am the youngest teacher among this group. So my association, along with my team members of my association, with the cooperation of my officers, like my Vice Chancellor or my Registrar or from the government side. But the most very important is the what teachers have kept the faith or belief on me. We have achieved some few things in the span of last 2 years. For example, if you take, we have introduced non-practicing allowance for the teachers of veterinarians in the Karnataka. I am very proudly I can say that we are the first university in the southern part of a country who implemented non-practicing allowance to the veterinarians of the Karnataka Veterinary Animal Science University. And we have implemented successfully a 7th pay commission for all the teachers. And recently, we were the first university who got released our 7th pay arrears from the state government sector also. And in the continuation with our activities, recently, just last week, for the benefit of our teachers, with a successful efforts from last 2 to 3 years, we have implemented the 2 additional non-compounded increment for all the teachers who possess the professional master degree. It was only implemented in Karnataka Veterinary Animal Fisheries University in throughout Karnataka. And with the support of our Vice Chancellor and the Registrar, and with continuous follow-up of our association from last 2 years of span, we have made some backlog recruitment, and KVK recruitment has done by the university, and some CAS notification also done. Still, we need to achieve a lot of things, and there are a lot of challenges are in front of us, especially youngsters, young teachers. They are waiting for a PhD increment. That issue should be get solved from an UGC, and shortly the university will going for a CS notification. And just from a last span of 1 week and 10 days, we have started working to get the ICR arrears, whatever the 50% we need to get from the ICR part. Our association is constantly working from last 15 days to get released just within at least the end of this financial year. Especially during this Teachers' Day, I always says to the friends or my colleagues or my association team, for example, if you take any profession, for example, if an engineer profession, if an engineer gets fail, the 1 or 2 building may get collapse. Or if a doctor gets fail, the 1 or 2 patient may die. Or lawyer gets failed in his profession, the 1 or 2 cases he may lose. But if a teacher fails in its profession, fails in its duty, maybe the entire society gets damages. The entire society will get into the disaster state. So always the education is the passport for the future. Always the teachers are the most powerful weapons. We can change the world. So by keeping these few things, you should always motivate the student in all the way. Not only education, you should motivate the student in education, cultural activities, sports, even building the social behavior. This is very, very important. Just I want to give one message to my students, those who joined this webinar either through YouTube or through this Zoom app. Always the root of education is always bitter. The end, the fruit will be always sweet. So initially you may feel some difficulties. Later you can achieve the good things. So always respect the teachers, respect the seniors, and maintain some discipline in the education system, so that definitely you people will going to achieve a good thing. And so on this occasion, I would like to once again thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor and Registrar by joining hands with us to conduct this national webinar on Teachers' Day. And I would like to thank, special thanks to our Guru and the Vice Chancellor of Agriculture University, Bangalore, Dr. Rajendra Prasad sir, and Dr. Ram Kumar sir for their time and the important message for the teachers and the student. So I wish all the teachers, students, let's join the hands with university for the betterment of a university and to betterment of a farming community. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Indresh, for the presidential remarks. Now it's over to Dr. Ganga Nayak for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Girish. Good morning to all. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude on behalf of Association KVAFSU Bidar I would like to thank our chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. H.D. Narayan sir, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace this occasion and sharing his views on the role of teacher in molding the students. Thank you, sir. I immensely thank Dr. S. Rajendra Prasad, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Agricultural Science, Bengaluru, who gave his vital time from his busy schedule to grace this occasion and sharing his views on use of the new technology in teaching, in agriculture, and in livestock farming. Thank you, sir. I would like to place my hearty thanks to our beloved Registrar, Dr. K.C. Virana, sir, KVAFSU for gracing this occasion and sharing his views on public health, drought management, fashion towards the teaching. Thank you, sir. I thank Dr. S. Ramkumar, Dean, Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Veterinary Education and Research, Pondicherry, being part of today's program and sharing his views on teacher's mindset, the teacher's skills with value, the competence and use of the technologies. Thank you, sir. I thank our association president, Dr. H.C. Indresh, for his efforts in making this Teacher Day meaningful. Thank you. And I will also extend my sincere thanks to the office, the KVAFSU office bearers, the organizing secretaries of different chapters, the executive committee members of KVAFSU be there, all the faculty members, students of the KVAFSU and other who joined online for this particular event. I thank Dr. B.C. Girish and Dr. Sanjeev Kumar for helping in smooth conduct of this event through Zoom Cloud app. And thank you one and all.
Thank you, Dr. Ganganath, sir, for delivering the vote of thanks. So we'll come to the conclusion of this today's national webinar. Before we wrap up this, I would like to kindly remind you that at 3 o'clock today, all the members, as a kind attention to all the members of KVAFSU, to participate in the general body meeting. The Zoom link has already been shared. So that's all we had. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for attending. I'm ending the meeting.
Thanks to KVAFSU.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, KVAFSU. Thank you, KVAFSU.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President.
It was an excellent webinar organized. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm ending the meeting.